Linnea might be the unit that completely shifts the Geo meta in 6.5. Today we're breaking down her kit, her strengths, her team value, and most importantly, how good she is for your account. So to begin with, first let's understand Linnea and her role. Linnea is a 5-star bow character who is a Geo enabler built around Lunar Crystallize who acts as both a sub-DPS and support. She scales heavily on defense, so it's quite easy to build her. Her kit and usage mostly revolves around her elemental skill, which enables her to be an off-field sub-DPS. Pressing her skill button will summon her companion Lumi, which can attack in different forms. While Lumi has 3 attack forms, which I will talk about later more, there are mainly 2 forms to Linnea's elemental skill where you can simply tap the skill button once or repeatedly tap it. Depending on how you press the skill button, Lumi attacks in different forms. If you simply tap the skill button, Lumi enters super awesome form while continuously attacking nearby enemies and dealing AoE Geo damage. Additionally, if moondrifts are nearby, she will deal more additional damage, which is considered as lunar crystallized damage. But if you repeatedly tap the skill button, Lumi basically enters her ultimate awesome form, which deals a lot of AoE Geo damage in one instance, which is again considered as lunar crystallized damage. After the big instance of damage, Lumi switches to standard power form. Also, by repeatedly tapping the skill, not only Lumi deals huge instance of damage, but also Linnea's interruption resistance increases, which is a small change, but it will be quite helpful. Moving on to her elemental burst, it's one of those things which isn't really important, but it's good to have nonetheless. Her burst restores HP to all party members and continuously restores HP to the active character. While doing her rotations, you most likely won't be using her burst a lot unless your HP drops for other party members. As for Linnea's Ascension talents, they are quite good. First talent reduces Geo resistance for the enemies by 15% whenever Lumi is on field. Additionally, if your moon sign is Ascendant Gleam, that's another 15% Geo resistance decrease for the enemies along with enhancing her skill and burst further. As for her second Ascension talent, it basically increases her elemental mastery based on her defense. The elemental mastery increase is for the active character if it's a moon sign character like Zibai, whereas if it's not a moon sign character then the EM increase goes to Linnea herself. Moving to her passives, I won't go in detail, but all you need to know is that she behaves as a moon sign character herself, and whenever a party member triggers Hydrocrystallize, it automatically turns into Lunar Crystallize. Also, the more defense you have, the more increase you will have in Lunar Crystallize base damage. Her second passive isn't related to her rotations, so I will be skipping it, but here you go if you want to read it. Now moving on to if Linnea is actually worth it or not for your account. I do think she is pretty worth it for every account, but if you are waiting for other characters' next version then, you want to go for her only if you want to upgrade your Geo teams. Linnea by herself is a great support sub-DPS unit and can upgrade your already existing Geo teams. And not to mention, since she scales off defense, she is fairly easy to build and her artifacts aren't hard to get. And you also have a good 3-star weapon option, which is the slingshot if you don't plan to pull for her signature. Considering how low investment you need on her, she is fairly decent. Finally, moving on to her team calcs. I won't be able to present every team calculation that I have done, so I will only cover the best team for Linnea here. If I get the time, I will post the remaining calcs on my Instagram, or I might include them in a future video if I make another one for Linnea. Anyway, here's her team calcs with zibai. Remember, this is based on my assumptions about Linnea, so they might not be accurate, but it should give everyone a good idea of where she stands. Linnea actually puts Zibai's premium team to be one of the best DPS teams available in the game. Mavuka's premium team is fairly close with Zibai's if you use this particular team. With that being said, between the two, I still think Mavuka is a slight bit better because she has a much larger AoE with her burst and attacks. As for my own personal thoughts, I do think Linnea is pretty worth it and anyone should go for her. Even if you don't have zibai, she is still a pretty good sub-DPS by herself and holds up pretty well as a support character. Or you can also get zibai during her rerun after a few versions, so you can form one of the best teams in the game. The only reason I would say you shouldn't pull for Linnea is if you don't like Geo teams, or if you're saving for Nicole, who is likely to get her first banner in 6.6. Remember, Nicole and Lohen are the characters coming in 6.6 most likely, where Lohen is speculated to be the standard character. So if you are saving for any one of them, then you might want to skip Linnea. Let me know down in the comments if you need any more help in deciding if you should pull for Linnea or not. I will try my best to help each and everyone out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.